What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Cass here, and I am here for episode number 11 of Creator Insight, and we are here with Mr. Streamer himself, Mr. Purple himself. Guys, it's Geek. He's former UKW Tag Team Champion Geek. That's where y'all know him from here, but he's known as International Superstar Streamer.
Okay.
He's coming to Kai Snap, watch out, because the TheGeekSlays is on the rise. I'm just telling you.
Hopefully someday.
Oh,
man.
But how you doing, Geek?
Everybody knows me from betraying my best friend on a pay-per-view.
Yes. Yes.
Chuck that motherfucker off a stage.
Still never been seen. Where is he? Yeah, I wonder. Shit. Nobody
Dead.
cares. Yeah, he's dead. He's just sitting in a hospital in Philadelphia somewhere, just unrecognizable. Nobody's been able to recognize.
I just keep showing back up and hitting him again. Not letting him leave there.
Casually taking a trip, just red arrow off the top of the hospital. I mean, green.
Yeah.
Green arrow, purple arrow.
Yep.
But outside of UKW, you do a lot of things.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna dive into a series today. This is gonna be a very different sort of creator insight, because the majority of Geek's ventures are outside the world of wrestling, which is kind of what creator insight is meant to do, is like really broaden our horizon and get a better understanding. Because I feel like with his character stuff and the stuff he has done with Geek, it brings a different, like, his mind doesn't just think wrestling, his mind thinks media in general. So he does some really cool ideas, and we were really able to do some cool things with him and Gardner. So
appreciate that. Yeah, I do stuff all the time.
So we're gonna start with when you were a little Geekatron, a itty bitty Geekatron. What was the basis to say this content creation thing is cool? This is something that I definitely show some interest in.
So, I mean, content creation definitely wasn't the start. I mean, the thing I always wished I could do, which doesn't fit in anywhere at all, was either to go into theoretical or astrophysics. College was expensive, though, so that kind of fell off the table. But like outside of that, I've always felt the need to entertain people in some way. When I was in school, I won awards for like writing stories, and played sports, which is entertaining in certain ways. Like learning that I was never going to be able to afford to go to college, at least not for what I wanted to do. Like at minimum 8 years of college is very expensive, especially because you can't like do the community college and then smaller university thing. If you're trying to get a real physics degree, you have to go to a major school, and that gets really expensive. It also doesn't help that our guidance counselor at our high school didn't believe in scholarships or grants or anything, so we never even knew about them. That was fun. But like when I was like 16, I really started watching like a lot of Jacksepticeye and Markiplier, and Merc Music was another one where like most of what I did was watch YouTube. I've never watched a ton of movies or TV shows. I've always been like a YouTube watcher. And watching them, it was like, hey, I can do some of these things. I think I can be entertaining on the internet and try. My internet was too bad to ever really try to create content for a long time. But like Call of Duty Black Ops 3 was like where I started to try because of the zombies mode and how good that was. And then really got into it in like 2020 during the pandemic. I had just moved home, didn't have a job, wasn't going to be able to get one because of the pandemic. So I was just like, you know what? If there's a time to like really throw my hat in and give this a go. It's now. And I did. And here we are.
And I'll actually say, one of the reasons like I could see like UKW really took off is like post-pandemic. I was in community college and just had a just tremendous amount of free time. Like the amount of free time you have in college, like especially if you're like not, if you're a full-time student, like not having to work part-time or anything, the amount of free time that you have is there. Like, so and even now that I'm at Auburn, like the free time's still definitely there. Like I finished my semester earlier in May. I have nothing until August. That's 4 months of like just of nothing. Because I had you knew this, I had a summer job supposed to be lined up, but some stuff happened, and I'm actually really happy it did, because it set UKW up to be like my main focus over the summer, because we have Valente and Dakota have now talked like 1,000's our goal by December. That's what we want. We're at like 640 now or something like that. But we were at 300 at the beginning of January. So that in itself, I think is achievable. And I think the things that you have done with like, because the majority of your original like big popularity was Mixer, right?
Yep. The tattoo that I get scared of having now because it almost looks like the X logo. Oh, fuck you, Elon.
Yeah. But the to like persevere past that, like shutting down, and probably the emotions that came with that shutting down too.
Yeah. I made a lot of mistakes when that happened. That a smarter, older me realizes now. Because like when Mixer shut down, I just immediately like quit Mixer. Didn't do another stream to like say where I'd be. Didn't try to, like, a lot of people just stayed live on Mixer 24/7 with just a screen that was like, hey, I will be streaming here now, go there. I just didn't. I was like, I gotta restart, I guess, and just threw it in the garbage and just started streaming on Twitch, which was such a mistake because that just ditched so much of my audience, which, like, who knows if they would have followed to Twitch or not. Like, there's a reason you weren't actively using Twitch at the time, but still, that's really setting yourself up for failure.
And like, but the point I was using is like the perseverance that it takes to go, and now you've built a consistent audience over on Twitch that has caused you to do a lot of like really life-changing opportunities and life-changing things that we're going to get into, because everybody in the world should be proud of Mr. Dickerton right here. But
I don't know about that.
No, because no. But when did you notice that you had an ability to, like, for example, when did you notice that Twitch was what you, like, the live streaming form of content was what you wanted over like your video editing? Or would you say you still are kind of in a process of like wanting a mix of both?
I prefer the like edited YouTube content side. Just I feel like it's easier to tell a story, and with the way my brain works, it's a little easier. Because I get really worried about the like random dead air on stream where I just get distracted reading something or doing something and I'm not interacting with people or whatever. You know, when that happens and I'm recording a video, I can just cut it out and nobody knows that happened. Whereas on a stream, it can negatively impact things. So like I prefer the like VOD and videos version. The thing with live streams though is it's been weirdly, because this seems backwards, an easier way for me to grow for whatever reason. I can't explain that one. I'm sure somebody who understands the deeper ins and outs of both YouTube and Twitch probably could, but I've never been good at that part because I'm not good at the figuring out what's best for those things. I just want to create content and entertain people. That's like it for me.
So with your YouTube channel and the Twitch channel, you do a lot of like variety stuff. We see you playing like different games, but you also do like group D&D sessions and stuff like that are some real fun to come in and watch. But then you also have Run the North and Dueling Fates, which couldn't be more opposite viewing bases. So do you think that widening your horizons like that, where you have on Twitch you play a variety of games which majority of sports fans wouldn't enjoy, versus where you dive in on Dueling Fates, where you dive into like movies and stuff, which maybe sports fans or people into like video games and D&D wouldn't enjoy? Do you feel like hitting those 3 different markets are like a good thing, or do you think it would be better to cover one specific subject on multiple platforms?
I think overall, if you're really just looking to like specifically grow as a creator and like have an audience very quickly tied to a specific thing, it is easiest to pick a niche, pick wrestling and focus only on that, or pick, a very specific subset of video games. Pick Fortnite and only play it, or pick Baldur's Gate and only play it. That is a much faster way to grow and a much faster way to keep an audience. Like my strategy for building stuff, more specifically with YouTube and Twitch, because I have the offshoot channels for the podcasts, Run the North, Scuffed As, and Dueling Fates. My brain is fried. Which those are all growing faster than my main channels because they're focused on a very specific thing. People know what they're getting every time a video comes out from Dueling Fates. They might not know what movie, but they know like it's going to be talking about a movie. Wonderful. Whereas like my YouTube and Twitch channels, you don't know what you're getting every day, ever. I don't know what I'm doing every day. I just kind of do whatever feels right. Because for those, I'm trying to grow an audience not based on a specific thing I do. I'm not trying to get people who are there just to see me cook or just to see me play a certain game or talk about a certain thing. I'm trying to build an audience that is there to watch me.
Okay.
And that is overall a very inefficient strategy. I would not recommend it. But it, I think, positions me closer to where I want to be later.
Because I've always like played the hypothetical of, if you plant UKW's content in 2015 and we were doing the quality of content we're doing now, who knows where the channel would be? Do you feel that way
Right.
as like you as a streamer or creator? If you plant your content like 2014, 2015, do you feel like that you're in a easier position because it's a less saturated market?
Weirdly, I feel like if I had started, like even if I could just take myself now back to 2015, I think I would be a very different creator, just because if I could produce content the quality I am now back then, I would have stuck to a very particular niche. So I probably would have grown faster and whatever, but my channel would also probably be entirely dead by now because the niche I would have picked died.
Okay.
Because in 2015, I was thinking about it. I just didn't have the ability to make content. So I would have been making just purely zombies content. Which, I mean, when I make it, it still does pretty good on the channel, but like only at certain times because mostly it's dead. And
Yeah.
So making the content I am now in 2015, though, like if I just had the exact ideas I have now right then, I think I would probably be a much bigger creator. It was easier to grow the way I'm trying to then, because YouTube is very niche focused now.
I've told people that like it's probably in 2025, it's probably more rare to see somebody that doesn't have a YouTube channel than somebody that does.
Yeah.
Like that, I'm, and that's the same with like people have talked about that. Like everybody has a podcast. Like it's really true. Like, and it's, and who knows what content will look like 10 years from now.
Yeah.
And it's because I also believe that there's never too much for people to watch. Because I know as a creator, I watch a lot of content.
Yeah.
So there's never not an audience for people uploading and more content, but I do think eventually, like, a lot of people are gonna see that, like, I think a lot of people get into YouTube expecting it to be a lot, and even Twitch and everything else expecting it to be a lot easier than it is. Like, I've been uploading videos since 2017. It's 2025. This is the first time I've seen some reasonable growth. Like some actual, like something I could feel like might go somewhere.
Yeah.
And the only time I really felt like this beforehand was when I was uploading the like Titans highlight content and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But even then, like I was using, the only reason it was getting views is I was using like really popular music that had just released and stuff like that. And it like you're not gonna like, you might get
that doesn't
subs
fly anymore.
Or no, and you might get the subs and the views and everything, but if everything on your channel is copyrighted, you're never gonna get monetized anyway. So that's why, like, and also I think that would be a big issue with trying to run UKW in like 2016, 2017 is the advancement in AI music has completely like revolutionized, like, because back in the day where there was like 5 or 10 good non-copyrighted songs that could be used as theme songs, like good ones.
Sure.
But like, so a lot of people got stuck with some really crappy themes back in the day. But now, if you just describe what you want your theme song to be,
I'm such an AI hater, dude, especially when it comes to anything creatively, music, art, all of it. I genuinely hate it. I despise it. I get that it's a useful tool, but it lacks soul and it just feels awful. Especially now, because like Harris Heller has like thousands of free copyright-free songs that are all wonderful, and Kevin MacLeod has a bunch, and like, it's just one of those things where it's like, now it feels unneeded. And that's just, I mean, obviously that's a me thing, but like, I despise AI as it sits.
I actually want to say, and I don't know this is true because, you know, everything you read online can't verify really anything anymore. But I want to say that I saw something about Amazon like shut down their like online publishing thing because they got so many like books that were like AI written.
I could see that.
Like I want to say
I haven't heard that, but I could totally see that being a thing.
Because, or either they got like a record number of like AI written stuff. Because I remember because my sister did it. She published a book through Amazon. They had they used to have a thing where you could just submit like books straight online and everything. But anyway, like content's changing and it's really scary, like, because I've seen some people post on Twitter or X how like some of these crazy like AI generated like movie scenes that would cost like movie companies and production companies like millions of dollars to make, and it's scary where AI is going to be at 10-15 years from now.
I'm less worried about that just because I think you have to either actively not like other humans or like totally. You have to just like hate people, and not just the like I hate going outside and dealing with people, but like hating people. You have to like genuinely hate people and not care about media at all and I think it'll stay this way forever, to enjoy like the AI created stuff, because watching it, seeing it, it lacks soul, it lacks a human element, and it will never have that. It can't. The human portion of our experience can never exist in something created by a computer trying to imitate the human experience. It just won't happen. So I'm less worried about that. I just hate that so many people with shitty intentions are going to start creating media all the time using a shitty tool that like is actively like bad for the world all the time.
And like also
I like that bugs me.
There's also like some of the really popular, like some popular creators who have like AI'd their content. Like, I don't know if you saw that, but like there's a couple that have like started to like generate like their face cam as AI and stuff like that, so they don't have to upload videos anymore.
Yeah, I should be a little more specific. I hate generative AI. Like if you use AI tools, like I use some like working on like to do subtitles for videos where it's like listening to your video and create. That's fine. I just hate generative AI where it's actively stealing someone else's art.
Okay.
Using it and then claiming it's new. No, you just like if it's a drawing, you just actively stole somebody else's art that they published on the internet to train this AI to create the crappy thing you want that doesn't look as good as if you just had a friend do it or paid. Obviously, if you paid somebody to do it. And I don't know. I've heard arguments from people, but I don't like them. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's soulless. And the entire point of content creation to me is to be able to express yourself and your soul and your message, and using AI it just feels like you're not doing that. You're just looking for the easiest route to produce a thing. And I'm not saying that just in like in music. I'm just saying that in like overall, it just, the way so many people use AI hurts my soul.
No, I
it feels like we're losing the soul of the internet.
Yeah, we're kind of losing creativity. Because why would like, it's going to just, what's the word to use? It's going to discourage artists that spend 3, 4, 5, 6 hours on their art when an AI tool can whip up something and somebody would prefer that over the artist that spent 6 hours on it and they take the AI like 10, 15 minutes. Maybe even less.
I think the bigger worry is for the future, because how many people are going to get into these creative fields? How many people are going to try to become artists now? Like moving forward 10, 15 years from now, how many people are actively learning these skills? We're really going to lose everything to some AI generated slop that's not any good.
And
go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say what's the real worry is in like 15, 20 years, is that just going to be the norm?
Yeah.
Because are like these media companies going to use way more AI content because it's easier to produce, it's cheaper to produce, like stuff like that. And at the same time, like it's weird to look at, because you think that AI would have limits. Because I remember watching Jacksepticeye way back in the day and the Cleverbot. I don't know if you remember the Cleverbot videos, but that was like my first real exposure to AI, and I thought that was crazy. Like that you could sit and have a conversation. But now they have things on like character AI where you can sit and have full blown conversations, like you're talking to a real person, and it's weird. And it's like, I don't know. AI is freaky at some points.
Yeah, it's tough because we're at the point where like, it's no longer a question of like, should it exist? It exists. We're never changing that. But we do have to, like, there's a reason the SAG-AFTRA strikes happened for actors last year, 2 years ago, whatever. And they spent so long on strike trying to deal with AI stuff. There's a reason voice actors are currently on strike, because of like specifically wanting protections against AI. because companies aren't going to care about people, and they're going to use AI to the company advantage to make a bunch of money. And just, they're going to use AI to create the voice of any actor to just cheat and not have to pay the people who are actually good at these things. And I don't know. I hate the dystopian future we're headed towards.
I've seen some people like say that like once we were to lose an actor or actor retires or whatever, that AI gives the ability to like have them in work afterwards. And that kind of strung a nerve with me, is like, then you kind of lose everything that like, it's not going to have the same energy. Like if they were to have, say they were to have an AI Robin Williams, it's not going to have the same level of comedy. Or, right. But that. So we're gonna. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's no. I was just, I don't know. I feel like I can look at a specific piece of media for that already. Like Star Wars in the last season of Mandalorian with Luke Skywalker, right? They used AI to make Mark Hamill's face go over the new actor's face when the new actor just looks similar enough to Mark Hamill. Just use a new actor, dude. Like, this is fine. I dislike the idea that a character needs to be solely tied to a single actor. That just means that eventually there can never be more media, or it's going to be soulless AI slop.
Fair. And
that's awful. Like, just hire new actors. There are people good at things. Like, love or hate the movie as a whole, Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo was sick. Like, that's a young Han Solo. Yeah, he doesn't look exactly like Harrison Ford. Who cares?
And I'll use Family Guy as an option. The voice actor behind Cleveland stepped away, and they hired a impressionist that like did like the old YouTube Cleveland impression videos, and that's the Cleveland voice actor now. So I'd much rather them do stuff like that than, like you said, do AI to make the actor. Because that's a good point as well. Like, characters don't need to be tied to specific actors.
Yeah.
But so we've covered your Twitch journey. Where do you as now you have TwitchCon coming up in a couple of months, right?
Yep.
So how excited are you for that? And where are you excited for the Twitch channel to go? Like, do you think you could see some really positive things, or?
Goodness. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm excited for TwitchCon. There's a world where this is, at least for the near future, this is the last time I get to go. I wasn't sure I was going to go to this one, but I like prepaid for everything before I moved, other than like food. So who knows if I'll eat while I'm at TwitchCon, but yeah, that's not important. Water's free, those places. But like, yeah, I don't plan things well. I just do things. Is part of the issue with everything is I just do stuff. Like last year, I made the trip to Florida for GCX. Like, no notice. Like, most people wouldn't do that.
Actually,
I was just like,
enough,
I have the opportunity to do this thing. I'm going.
Funny enough, me and you were supposed to be at GCX. I don't know if you remember this.
Yeah, you were supposed to, and then you didn't.
Yeah, I was supposed to be at GCX too. That's crazy.
Yep. But yeah, so for like the future, I mean, the future of the Twitch channel is just, I don't know. Twitch is always in such a weird spot. Like I kind of expect any day to get the notification that Twitch is just shutting down. So I don't know. I'm obviously just gonna keep doing stuff. I'm trying to like get better about having like an actual plan for streams. Because a lot of times I just go live and kind of vibe it out.
Because I saw that recently. You came out with like a whole schedule and everything, and that's because that's one thing I see all the time. Like when you see these YouTubers or anybody give any advice on like anything, they talk about quality and consistency, and more so most of the time that's YouTube, but I think on streams it's evident too that quality is important and consistency is important, and having like a consistent schedule I think has one, it lets people know like when you're live, because some people can like say, oh, he's gonna be live at 5 a.m. I mean 5 a.m. Jesus, 5 p.m. on Thursday, let me be there, versus like them not being available randomly. So it's just one thing that I think, and this was what I was going to get to earlier, is recently you moved out of middle of nowhere to Denver, and how has that been? How has it been? Everything you really wanted it to be? Is it everything going good as far as?
I mean, for me personally, yeah, it's wonderful. I love having things around and being able to go do stuff and, I don't know, walk to the grocery store instead of need an entire day to just go get basic gas necessities. But I don't know. Things have, you know how it is with creating content. There's lulls, there's dead periods, there's slow periods. But it's been tough having a lull immediately after I move. So it feels like, at least on Twitch, because YouTube's doing really well, but like on Twitch, hitting a lull immediately after I move feels really rough. It has not been a good month on Twitch, or 2 months, however long I've lived here.
But so you make the move from Wyoming to Denver. You step in, you move everything into the apartment, you step in. When do you get that thought over you that I'm on my own and I'm a full-time content creator that was able to, no matter how long it lasts, no matter all of that, that's a check off the list that I was able to live in a pace fully paid for by content creation, no matter how long. That's a achievement that millions, and I mean this, millions of people want to do and have never gotten the chance to do.
I mean, that set in before I ever moved. Basically, when I signed the lease, I don't really feel like living alone is that much different because my sleep schedule was so weird anyways. There weren't, like, the people I lived with weren't around for like 90% of the time I was awake. And like, yeah, there's nobody here, but like I'm sitting in a Discord call talking to people all day anyways. So like, it really doesn't feel that much different in that context. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a cool thing to check off the list. My new goal is even crazier, but we'll see how that one goes.
You care to share that? Get some little geek information?
I'm hoping to, by the time my lease is up here, have enough money put back to just get the down payment for a house sometime next year. It's a very lofty goal, very unlikely, but literally my entire life is me doing unlikely shit. So here we go.
So I know we've known of each other, hell, at least 2 years now, bare minimum.
Yeah.
And one of the first things you mentioned is like how you really feel like the idea of like groups in YouTube is the success strategy.
Yeah.
how does it feel now seeing like the rise of AMP and you were like, and it being like C told you type thing? Do you feel that?
I mean, I think I don't think much has changed from my perspective on that. Like, yeah, things are working out for groups, but things also work out for super solo creators. I mean, realistically, like the biggest creators are still people who are basically solo. Yeah, like they have friends that exist on their channel, but they're not truly other creators. They're just friends. Like Mr. Beast isn't surrounded by a bunch of creators. They're just a bunch of friends. Or in this case now, because it's changed a little bit, just employees who aren't full-time creators on their own, but they are full-time Mr. Beast personalities, right? Like groups are great, and I think people love a good group dynamic, which I think is the hardest thing to figure out. A group dynamic where the people can all like do the same things at the same time, and where, I don't know, they don't hate each other.
See, because that's what
slowly over time.
That's what I was just about to get into. Once you get into like a group and then y'all start making content together and everything's good, once stuff starts doing good, performing good, you then have to, majority of them end up moving in together, and then you're around them 24 hours a day basically, because you live with them, you make content with them, you work with them, and that is where you really start seeing like the issues prop up. So but beyond that, like I really am, when you made the announcement that you had finally, like, after the birthday subathon, I think it was, that you had signed the lease and everything, and that you were moving, like, just to like see somebody do something like that is incredible to me, because like that's always been our goal. And like we've also realized that it's going to take a little bit more, because there's 3 people that work on the channel, so it's going to take a little bit more before, like, because we've considered eventually doing like the house thing, just because it would make the most sense. And stuff, especially if we're all like one, like if we're all getting funded off the same YouTube channel. Say UKW does really well eventually, and it has income coming in, it wouldn't make sense for 3 people to be living in 3 different areas of the world with the style of content we make. Right. So, and plus I saw a YouTube video recently where it was somebody that had blew up on creating, and he said he was 32 and he had a wife and a kid on the way, and he said, me now, I wouldn't take the chances I took when I was younger. But if you're 23, 24, 25, you can go to a Taco Bell and get a job like that. You can go to a Walmart and get a job like that. But while you don't have these major responsibilities, while it's really only you really need to take care of, take chances, take opportunities. If it doesn't work, then at least you can't say 10, 20 years down the road, damn, I wish I would have tried that. Or I wish I would have took that opportunity. Like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. There are so many people that failed before they succeeded.
Yeah.
So.
You have to.
Yeah, because if you don't, then you don't build up your ability to succeed. So, and this is what I was going to get to earlier. When one of the first interactions me and you had was on one of your Twitch streams. And I was very, very, I was very, like, unhappy with my content. Like, not unhappy, but unsure. That's the word I was looking for. I was very, like, unsure about the content. And I went into your Twitch stream because we were all talking, and you had, like, you were doing really good at that point, and streaming a lot and things were looking good. And I went in and asked you to look at one of my videos. I swear UKW was at like 90 subs at this point. This is like super early on.
Yeah.
And it was the positive words that you said that really like, because there were multiple points during that time where we were like, yeah, this isn't working. We're gonna stop this. There's too much effort put in. There's too much time. Because first of all, I'm gonna tell y'all this: the content that UKW does with the shit games that 2K put. Never mind, I can't say that. 2K, please invite us out. With the not.
You can say it. It's okay. I still get EA sponsorships, and I talk more shit on EA than anybody.
But with the games that 2K put out, it's really hard sometimes to get what we need. So the videos take a lot of effort. So
yeah,
it was at one point. It was very early on. We were gonna shut it down. We were gonna stop. But it was positive words from you and positive words from other people in the community that really kept us going. So that's one of the main reasons I wanted to have you on, was really thank you for that, because I don't think you knew how much and how implemental that was. So
yeah, I didn't know that. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like I can be a very negative person on the internet, but I feel like that's what the internet has become, is like only the negative. And that sucks. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like it's that hard to prop people up. And I think even in, oh, go ahead.
No, because also like this February, March, and April weren't really like the best months for me mentally. And
yeah,
chilling in some of your streams really like just moments not being alone. Because like realistically, Valente and Dakota were lifesavers, and I told them how much. And I did a video recently called "The Story Behind UKW," and I said in that like how important they were to my mental health recently. But they can't be around me all the time, and the moments that they weren't, I felt like it was just the way things were working out. Is like right when I needed something or needed some just noise, so I could get out of my own head. The streams were always live. They were always, and it was just coming in there. And recently, over the past like month or two, stuff has started to look a lot better, and my mind is like, it feels like because I always tell people there's two people in your head. There's you, and then there's the person that's always talking shit. So I finally feel like those two people are working together again, where I felt like they were always bickering so much. It's like the dysfunctional marriage. It's like they're always arguing, but then when they work together, they're good. That's kind of how I view my mental health, is like the dysfunctional marriage, where a lot of the time it's the arguing, but then sometimes they're good.
Yeah.
So
I really appreciate that. I think I was on another podcast where I was asked like the reason that I make content, and it really always has been to like, I feel like I've succeeded at what I'm doing if what I do can help a single person get through their day. Like if the content I make can be like a bright spot in an otherwise dark time, which it feels like it is a lot now. So that means a ton.
And I really do. By the way, guys, talking to the video, I'm good now. I wasn't for a little bit, but I'm good now. I promise. And it's to people like Geek and Valente and Dakota. So if y'all could take a second, Geek's Twitch and YouTube is going to be in the description of this video. Go give him a follow, because who knows where mentally I would be if it wasn't for the Geekatron 9000 version 2.
What happened to version 1?
attack mobilization. Mobilization. He's a transformer now.
Let's go.
Please don't be in that. But but it's really hello. It's really beneficial to know how much you've been helpful to me, and I'm pretty sure there's other people in the stream and stuff that feel the same way.
Thank you. Oh.
But she's clearly saying we've rambled long enough, Geek. So
Up to you. I can always ramble.
But we've asked really everybody this, so I'm gonna ask you. I want to do something a little bit different. A year from now, where would you be happy with yourself?
Like in a perfect world where I have reached the goals I've set. I mean, obviously, like my biggest goal for this year is to like hit YouTube partner fully.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Which is so stupid, by the way. I hate YouTube so much. Stop telling me that sub numbers don't matter and then not letting me be a partner because my sub number is low when I have literally quadruple the watch hours needed to be a part. Like, come on. Why does this number that you tell me doesn't matter suddenly matter? That's dumb. I hate you. But outside of that, I mean, like I said, being in a position to like buy my own place instead of be renting a place would be, I mean, that would be awesome. And I mean, if you would have asked me this question last year at this time, I would have said moving into my own place in a city, and I would have told you that was really unlikely. So it's definitely not going to be easy, but the easy path is for losers. But I mean, realistically, just staying consistent with content, seeing more growth, being better at what I do is main goal.
I've seen myself saying this, and I don't know if you feel the same way, but like, I've got to a point where I'm 23 now. You're a little bit older than me. I don't see myself ever not doing content in some form. I don't know if you kind of feel the same way, but because me, Dakota, and Valente have talked about it, that there's got to be a timestamp because the amount of time we spend on production right now with UKW is probably 10, 12 hours a day minimum. Like,
sure,
it's all I think about. If we're just talking about my thoughts, it's all I think about. Like so with that, realistically, there's a amount of time you can do that without like receiving a return on investment. But even if like the schedule has to be pulled back, or the amount, or whatever has to be pulled back, I still don't see myself not doing content in some form, even if it's less.
Sure.
So how do you feel about it? Do you see yourself like ever not doing content?
I mean, if over the next like 2 or 3 years, like if I'm still in like the same position or similar, like money wise, I've said it before, like if I get to the point where like the stagnation is full and we're just like stuck in a spot and nothing's changing and can't pay my bills well, like if I get to the point where I have to be doing something else, I think I will just stop. As much as I love this, I feel like if I'm not giving it my all, it's not worth doing.
Fair enough.
And if I have to be doing something else, then that's what the universe decided. But
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm gonna do my best to avoid that future.
So, guys, let's use this video as a promotion to positive mentalness and chasing your dreams, because he is a pure showcase that his goal was to move out on his own based off his content. He did that. So everything on there everything on top of that should be gravy. You did a really good job, and you should be proud of yourself.
I appreciate that.
So we are waving goodbye. Have a wonderful day. Bye, YouTube.